couldn't have been a lot of easy finishes for guys like McGee. What allowed them, I guess, to break down the defense and create those easy opportunities in the bucket?
Well, offensive rebounding, they crushed us in the first quarter on the offensive glass. And then, after that, it was just a lot of, guard penetration and Jokic playing in the middle of the floor and creating for everybody.
What was it about their size that gave you guys so many problems, especially on the glass?
Well, they got great length. McGee's really active. Jokic is really clever. He hits first. I didn't like the fact that we just didn't compete in the air for a lot of those rebounds.
Go ahead.
Chris, Anthony, it seems to be that a lot of times his production comes in spurts like that. What do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, he's a momentum player, gets some momentum going, and he starts feeling it. And then oftentimes the third quarter is when it happens. Some of it's lineup combinations that allow him to have a little bit more space to drive. He has a good sense of stepping up and taking control. He's a streaky player in a lot of ways, and that's the beauty of him is he can put together a run. You just don't know when it's coming.
And Carl kind of seems to be on the other side of the spectrum where it's a little bit more consistent. For him, is that more a product of role or maybe enhanced age? What do you kind of contrast in the production of those two?
No, I think with Cat, way more experience in the league, can kind of see the game developing a little bit. Doesn't. He's done a good job of kind of letting the ball flow through his hands a little bit earlier in the game, picking his spots to be aggressive. We need him to maybe be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the games.
Go ahead.
Back to the points in the paint. I thought you guys really kind of shut that down probably the last 12, 15 minutes of that game. I didn't like the way they responded I think you started with Naz in the lineup in the second half. You kind of turned that around, didn't you?
Yeah, we made a lot of runs. And we didn't play particularly well. We made a lot of runs. We kept competing, but the bottom line is, we just self-inflicted turnovers to start the beginning of the fourth quarter. That really was kind of the game. We had tightened the game back up to a one-possession game. We turned it over back-to-back times, and that allowed them enough cushion, and really were able to hold us off at that point in time. But yeah, did a better job of protecting the paint down the stretch.
Christoph, go ahead.
Well, Coach, how satisfied you are about the way that your team fight until the end of the game? And what did you see about the connection of Ant and Karl Anthony Towns on the court?
Well, listen, we should fight. That's what this game needs to be about. If we're not going to fight all the way through, that's one thing that we've been instilling in our guys since we got here, is to up the level of competitiveness, whether it be through a possession, through a game, through the rest of the season. So, of course, we're happy that they played hard all the way through, but that needs to be a standard for us. We're not, we shouldn't be giving out gold stars just because we played hard and we competed. The connection between Ant and Cat is one that's still growing and still developing, and I think Cat did a good job of deferring to him at times in that third quarter tonight when he was in the middle of that run. They look for each other. It's been a big part of our success is the two of those guys plus D'Lo now also trying to find their way in that little mix.